Okay, so here's our 1100s game. It's between two pretty solid players, G Duma and Starduster. So it's in the 1100s category, which currently Starduster is in that ELO, but they've been sitting around 12,000 or 1200 for a long time. And G Duma is at 1145. Seems to be a solid player. Pretty active too, by the looks of things. Okay, so here we have a match of the classic Olaf versus Eagle on Love and Literature. Love and Literature is one of my favorite maps. I think it has like a lot of interesting openings that I've explored that result in like tanks hitting pretty significant infantry. So it plays a little more like a high funds game in the sense that the opening is important. Um, but yeah, so Olaf versus Eagle. A lot of people say that Eagle is the vanguard of T2, but really, I think that Olaf can give him a solid run for his money. Getting Winter Fury off first is a big deal because then Eagle's units are only attacking at 80% power. So his Lightning Strike doesn't quite hit as hard. So yeah, let's see how this game plays out. Okay, so actually, a map making secret that you get for free by watching my video is not map, like an opening theory secret you get for free is if you take this city first, you can actually eke out a very early tank from this base. And you bring the tank down here, and then you interrupt the city cap. It's like pretty cool. I stole it from Momo, aka X12345678 9. So yeah, you can go here for a faster paced, cool game, or you can go to the base like a normal person. So actually, Starduster goes airport first. Eagle, kind of makes sense. It's a little safer to go here and then here and then here. With this first infantry, it's a capture chain of 3. Seems good, but this can also be a capture chain of 3 if you capture here, airport, and then this city. So yeah, not necessarily an econ mistake, but yeah, this is like an option. I don't know off the top of my head if you eke out a B copter by being fast like that, but I don't think so. B copter is not especially good here, but they can be. Like these rivers stick out pretty far, so you can if you go deep enough, then you have like the choke cut off that the B copters can take advantage of. Okay, so first vehicle is a tank from the 2 base side. Um, and because Jiduma captured airport side first, this means that he's going to have the city capture interrupted. Actually, he goes for something completely different. So I haven't seen this opening before, so he decides to go this way. Um, yeah, seems fine. Like, there's a lot of cities over here you want to capture, but if you capture them later, then that can work. Starduster takes the more traditional route, going for this city from here. It looks like this infantry is going forward pretty fast with ideas of capturing here, although that can be interrupted. So yeah. Okay, G Duma actually does a very early comm tower. I'm not really a big fan of going super hard on early comm towers for the first little skirmish. I think it's usually better just to get the extra money from cities. But some people like the extra firepower immediately. Okay, so G Duma gets sorry, Starduster builds an artillery on his one base side here. It's gonna be pretty slow to do anything about this interrupt, so that's the reason I'm not a huge fan of it. Yeah, we'll see how it works out though. Starduster is pretty slow getting his center bottom properties, and indeed G Duma does interrupt this capture, which is kind of out in that zone, so I'm a little confused about that. Okay, that's nice. Attacking the infantry while shielding with the artillery. That's solid. Doesn't prevent the well. You can prevent this capture with an attack the next turn, so it's not bad. So Eagle Mech, not a big fan of Eagle Mechs because they don't do anything during Lightning Strike. Um, it is a solid place to build a mech for the most part, though, because you can in 2 turns get to the center and the action pretty quickly, and you can kind of hide behind this river, which is sweet. So yeah, mechs in general pretty solid out of this base, but with Eagle, I really would rather see tank artillery. Okay, so actually we see a double committing 2 tanks for this infantry kill, which I think is excessive because you can take 2 tank shots here and then block it off and then reinforce with artillery. Well, the artillery is a bit late. If this was a tank, um, then it would have not worked at all. No, oh, you can block with the infantry. Okay. Okay, so this is a pretty unhappy looking artillery. Um, this city looks like it's going to get captured. Well, it could get interrupted, but at the cost of losing more infantry on the one base side, which you generally want to avoid. Okay, so the tank engagement here seems to be going Starduster's way. But the artillery does look a little dangerously placed. Okay, so it looks like G-Doom is actually going to retreat. Okay, so this HQ capture is pretty nice because you have a lot of infantry to join, and you can. It's just like a threat that your opponent has to commit resources to dealing with. However, there is a B-copter and a tank nearby, so actually, oh yeah, actually this is not great because you can do B-copter, infantry, infantry, tank, hit tank. Or you can do that. Oh yeah, that's even better. Okay. I thought you needed a third infantry in order for that to work. So Starduster gets pretty passive on the right-hand side here. Um, I think you probably want to push the issue a little bit and deny the capture of these 3 properties. But retreating is something you can do as well. Okay, so by the numbers, they look pretty much even. So maybe Starduster has a slight unit count advantage. Looks like there's gonna be a pretty big attack in the bottom left here. So yeah, Starduster seems to have strengthened his unit count advantage here, and a bit of unit value as well. But here's good old Winter Fury, the old equalizer. So it's like Lightning Strike is coming out pretty soon. In fact, Starduster being so far ahead in Lightning Strike charge, being so far ahead in unit value meant that his Lightning Strike was doomed to be much later. Okay, I'm a little surprised that this infantry goes for a infantry kill rather than a capture. Okay, so here comes Lightning Strike, presumably. Yeah, it's like a pretty big turn incoming. It's probably better to do the infantry. Okay, no Lightning Strike. Uh, hmm. Well, yeah, I think it's usually better to Lightning Strike here. I mean, like, he's lost a lot of stuff, but you can join these 2 tanks and bring this one forward to get a few tank shots off. This 7 HP B copter goes to town. This B copter goes to town. I don't know. I just think it's probably better to lightning strike and just like get your charge up for the next one earlier. So yeah, Starduster does not do that. It takes a lot of damage that could be lightning strike charge. Okay, now has to come the lightning strike because Starduster is too far behind otherwise. Here's lightning strike. And it responds with Winter Fury. That hurts a lot. See, because that's the danger of not lightning striking earlier is that you're charging up Olaf's Super CO power, and then you don't get a you don't get a quick lightning strike to respond the turn after. So Stardust looks pretty on the back foot when it comes to unit count. Sorry, not unit count. Unit value. Yeah, when you're this low on unit value, like when both armies are this low, it's going to be a while before the next Super CO power comes. So any disadvantages are going to be amplified. It can be amplified by good play during the following turns. So yeah, I'm just kind of skipping through these moves pretty quickly. La 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 la. Lots of moves as they build up their armies again. Jiduma with actually a 4K income advantage is pretty significant. Comes from owning both this pair of properties and this pair of properties. Nice attack of the double V-copter out of anti-air range. So looks like Jiduma's gonna get another Super CO power before Starduster gets theirs. And it happens. And that hurts a lot. That's a lot of medium tanks. And not quite enough artillery on the ground. Lightning strike in the snow. Not a lot of fun. Yeah, so after lightning strike behind by 20,000 unit count unit value. Still ahead in unit count and has some artillery, but like it's Jiduma's turn, and I feel like that unit count advantage is about to get wiped out, at least in part. Olaf Bomber is pretty cheap because it doesn't get affected by snow. So Starduster is playing on, but I'm liking their position less and less. Just because Olaf keeps charging Super CO power too quickly. And of course, like the army value deficit is pretty is significant. I mean, it's not game ending, but it's not a good sign. Boop, boop, boop. More fighting. Not much to say. I'm gonna start clicking. Oh, don't click that fast. Ah! Okay, and there's the resignation. I think, yeah, these power games are hard because they're kind of delicate. I think it's important to realize that like a lot of it comes down to like who gets the powers first and how do you play around the powers. Eagle into Olaf is pretty dangerous. Like it's just a really sharp matchup, and small mistakes can make a huge difference. So yeah, I think well played to both players. I guess the only thing that stood out to me as being a little suboptimal is maybe if Starduster doesn't go for the extra turn delay of the Eagle Super CO power and trying to go for the extra juicy one, because he lost a lot of charge in doing so. I mean, a great thing about Olaf's Super CO power is it prevents the counterattack damage. So effectively that means more charge that Olaf ends up getting because he doesn't get hit during his Super CO power turns very much. And then Eagle kind of has to have the same mentality going into it. I think, like if he can lightning strike without much counterattack, that means that his next lightning strike is going to come out that much faster. So yeah, those are my thoughts.